In this video, I'm covering everything you need to know about setting up a Google AdWords account in order to drive traffic and make money with affiliate marketing. Now, back when I was working as an affiliate manager back in 2018, I saw these massive affiliates making up to like hundreds of thousands of dollars a month with this PPC business model. And it's pretty simple. You bid on keywords to rank on Google, and then you need to make more money on the back end with your affiliate offer than you do on the front end when you spend on ads. However, there's a lot of nuance to it. So that's why in this video, I'm covering the whole process. So how to find the right affiliate offers, how to set up an AdWords account, how to create PPC landing pages, how to start generating clicks and sales. Now, if you're interested in starting a full affiliate marketing strategy, you want my latest AI prompts and frameworks in my free AI masterclass to start a real online business, make sure to click the link in the description and top comment below, enter your email, and I'll send you all my free resources. Now, let's get into this business model. PPC is pay-per-click advertising. It is paying Google to be put at the very top. It is how Google makes 97% of its revenue. Brands will spend $190 billion on this business model. I talk a lot about organic, free traffic, but this is just paying Google per click to be put at the top of the search results. There's typically 4 ad spots at the top, 3 to 4, and then 3 to 4 at the bottom. The organic results are in the middle. If no one's bidding on that keyword for pay-per-click, there's going to be no ads. We'll show you some examples, some landing pages and all of it. But how does it work? Well, brands pay per click in a bidding kind of auction system. So they have an ad, they have a landing page that it goes to, and then they have a bid on individual keywords. It's all automated. The auction happens in real time all the time. And there's cost per click, so that's the amount of money a brand is paying for every, on average per click to Google. Now, brands expect to have a positive ROI on their PPC campaign. So if you're spending $100, you want to make, $300 back. A good ROAS, return on ad spend, is like 3 to 1. So PPC, it leads to brands getting e-commerce sales, software sales, leads, and affiliate revenue actually too. You normally think of PPC as just like e-commerce brands or software companies running ads to their own product. Well, there's a huge kind of dark web underbelly of affiliates running these offers too that we're going to look at. So let's look at some searches and look at some examples. So I'm just going to go to Google and I'm going to put in like student loans. So what we have here is Advisors, that's like a company. Then we have consumersadvocate.org. That is an affiliate site. So we can see here what happens. Yeah, it's a comparison page comparing the best student loans. This is the bulk of affiliate revenue through pay-per-click advertising, is to comparison pages. You'll notice it's not a really long article about the 10 best student loans like a typical blog post would be. It is an optimized landing page. And you can even see in the URL, it's /studentloan/LP for landing pages, SEM, search engine marketing, also known as PPC, whatever you want to call it, compare student loans. So they probably have multiple landing pages for this, but you can see that they have an affiliate disclosure here. We research all brands and may earn a fee from our partners. It's always funny how these are mentioned. Research and financial considerations may influence how brands are displayed, aka whoever's making us the most money will be put at the top, ultimately. So that's kind of how this business model works. But you see it's a comparison page. We have different companies in the list, and then the affiliate link is right here. So apply now, affiliate links throughout. And then we have Sally Mae, SoFi, Ernest. These are all affiliate links. And then there's some content underneath. And really, the content underneath, the main goal of a PPC page like this is just to get people to click on these links and purchase things. But there's also added content underneath. This is really small text. However, this text is all just mainly for Google AdWords quality scores. A little bit of extra context and a bunch of words on the page can lead to better quality scores, which we'll cover what that means, making the bidding a little bit cheaper, the ads, the placement a little bit higher, having a high quality ad experience. It's just adding words to the page. So that's one example. If we do it in a number of different examples, like you see, okay, there's that one is ranking at the top. There's a couple. Then if we scroll the way down, now there's 3 down here. So College Ave, the company itself. This one, consumerrating.org. So if we click on that one, what do we see? Again, a page, a comparison page. College Ave, number 1, Sally Mae. So they're funneling traffic through this to College Ave. So College Ave is one of the best Google, brands here because they're getting ranked number 1. They're being shown a lot and they can get a lot of traffic. But you can see, and then you go to page 2, there can still be more ads on page 2, Consumer Voice. What does that look like? Oh, look, the exact same thing with College Ave. It's the same rankings. Different brands, but they're like, hey, that one must be working for them, so I'm going to put them number 1 and have the same thing. So, and you can see just extra information here. So and then exit intent pop-ups you can do too. So you see the strategy is quite simple. If you do anything like insurance, like RV insurance, what do we see? Well, we see again, consumer voice, consumer's advocate, all these consumer brands helping out the consumer. Really, they're funneling money and making affiliate revenue, recommending the products that make them the most money. So it's kind of a strange business model, but it's actually how most searches work. So like you'll notice we can actually take a look at these. So we have RV insurance brands are bidding like that. Pet insurance. So we have We Compare, NerdWallet's even doing it. Let's see what theirs looks like. The same thing. Just some type of comparison chart is how it works, because it's really just getting as many clicks as possible. When you're paying for the clicks, you want to get as many affiliate link clicks as you can. Consumer's Advocate. The beauty about this though is like you'll see Consumer's Advocate, it's the same template. It's the same page. So you just copy, duplicate it, put it into a new category, change the brands, the links, and the text, and then it's the exact same template. There's a couple ways we can look at this strategy. So we can go to like consumersadvocate.org and Ahrefs, and there's actually a section in Ahrefs that shows us the PPC traffic. So we can go to paid pages under paid search, and we can see what are their top pages. Well, we have things like moving companies, pet insurance, student loans, car insurance, reverse mortgages, identity theft protection. So what's interesting about the pay-per-click model is that it covers the broadest, most popular products on the market that may be impossible to rank for organically on Google. They're just old, too competitive, too big, too lucrative. Those are the ones that PPC comes in and fills. Things that are like insurance, loans, annuities, mortgage rates. So if you click one of these, you can see that there's no links to the navigation, right? This is a landing page optimization experience. You can't like get to a bunch of menus here and stuff like that. Now you can, if you click on the logo, you go back to the home page. Now you can kind of see what content do they have. They have everything from health and COVID test kits and ED treatment options, you know, things like, I'll read about that and things like that. Just kidding. Electric dog fences, eye creams, flower delivery services, pet sitting, online dating sites, online betting sites. And you can see it's a huge website, huge company. They're doing really well. I've actually met people at this company at different affiliate summits back in my career, and they're really smart people. And I'll cover the strategy that they have, but tons of different categories. And you'll notice that their organic content is actually different than their paid content. So it's not laid out like that comparison chart. It's actually in a blog post format here. So they have an organic strategy and they have a paid strategy, but you'll notice that if you go to their top organic pages, they may be getting 22,000 organic visits a month versus their paid pages, they're getting, 133,000 visits a month. So something like, 80% of their traffic maybe is paid. So how is this optimized? How do we create the campaigns? Why would we create the campaigns? What do we look for? We'll get all into it. Now with PPC for affiliate marketing, we have to realize that the affiliates, AKA publishers, you, a small company with a comparison chart, they're bidding on the same keywords that brands bid on. So for example, if you're a brand like Rocket Mortgage or something like that, you're gonna wanna rank for mortgage lenders, refinancing mortgages, all of those different things. But affiliates can bid on that stuff too. Now a brand, typically when they're doing PPC, I ran pay-per-click for a big software company. Our budget was over $100,000 a month, I think. $1 million, I can't remember. $100,000 a month. And a brand will run 3 different types of PPC campaigns. They'll run branded search. So when somebody searches for their actual brand name, they will appear. You want to appear for your own brand name. It's kind of like, oh, why would I do that when I rank number 1 for my brand name? Because competitors will bid on your brand name and take your traffic. So first is brand search. Second type of campaign is competitor. So you can bid on the competitors' brand names too to show up for them. And then the third, the big bucket, is non-brand, aka everything else. So if I was Shopify, for example, non-brand would be like best website builder, best e-commerce platforms, best web store builders, whatever all of those non-brand keywords are. Your main product categories, the things that we as affiliates write articles on. So again, you send traffic to these comparison pages, get people to click affiliate links, making more money with the affiliate revenue than you do with the cost per click of paying for those clicks. Now there's really only 2 ways that this works though, and that is high ticket or CPL, cost per lead. If you just picked a random category and tried to do the strategy with the comparison chart with the public affiliate offer, 10%, whatever the public gets, the math's probably going to break. This is a strategy that requires higher commissions, some negotiating, and getting, the best possible rate you can. Now, it works for high ticket, which is things like retirement plans, loans, insurance, things where you can get a percentage of a large amount. So I've showed before how we made a $50,000 commission from a $500,000 retirement account, 10% on $500,000. So that math works where it's like I could spend $20,000 on PPC to get a $50,000 commission. Now it's a little risky because you don't know if that lead is going to lead to such a large plan, and it usually doesn't, probably less than that. But high ticket is one way it works, and then CPL. So cost per lead is I will pay for every lead. The brand will pay the affiliate for every lead. So for example, like voice over internet protocol, VoIP providers, VoIP. It's a telephone service like Grasshopper or Nextiva or one of those. They may pay $100 or $200 a lead. So you get people to your comparison chart, send them the traffic, and then they just have to fill out a form, and you get paid for every form submission. So that's another way that it works, because you need to have a pretty high cost per lead to make that money back. When it doesn't work is typical software recurring. For example, if I wanted to promote an online course tool, or let's say Shopify and their normal commission rate or something like that, I could spend, I don't know, $3 to $5 a click. And then on the back end, I only get a 20-30% recurring commission every month. Like maybe I only make $10. So I'm spending $500 to make 100. It doesn't really work. So the math only works with high ticket or cost per lead, where you actually have to negotiate here. So you want to start on the best possible footing. You don't want to just paste a bunch of stuff. Now I'll show you other ways that you can run campaigns through more informational content, simpler stuff. We'll get to that too. Now, Google AdWords is the ad platform you use. You can also use Microsoft Ads or Bing. And what you do with that though is kind of simple. You can just port over and import the entire AdWords account into Bing. And the settings, it looks a little bit different. The settings are a little bit different. But Google is the main one. Google traffic is higher quality typically than Bing ads. Bing ads with Microsoft ads, it's like they force you sometimes to use you have to be very careful with your Bing ad settings, because they will use like not just the Microsoft sites, but also like Yahoo Mail and like MSN.com and a bunch of random other sites that you're getting crappier traffic from. So the cost per click is a lot lower on Bing. The traffic quality is just a little bit lower, a lot lower. So Google AdWords is the way you use. Now you create things like campaigns, ad groups, ads, and the keywords that you bid on. So it's kind of simple. I mean, you create the campaign as like the campaign as a whole. Ad groups can house individual sets of keywords and ads. So you can tweak it, right? If you're talking about student loans, maybe you have just student loans as an ad group with student loan keywords. And then if you had student loan refinancing, that could be its own ad group with its own keywords, ads, and all of that. So ad groups are literally groups of ads and groups of keywords together. And then you control the words in the ad. So like what exactly it actually says in the search result, your budget, your targeting, your location targeting, your demographic targeting, and all of those things. So it's a lot more analytical than like blogging is or organic SEO. You get to dictate a lot more. You just have to, there's a lot more conversion tracking, analytics, spending money. Like if you're spending money, you want to make sure that it's tracking everything properly. So let's just cover a couple quick definitions. So pay per click is PPC, cost per click is CPC. We're going to talk about conversion rate. So CR, conversion rate, you need to know. That is how many people convert. So typical e-commerce conversion rate is like 2%. So if somebody clicks on a PPC ad for camping boots to REI, typically 2% of people will buy those. Now, when it comes to affiliate marketing, it's a little bit more complicated than just a conversion rate, because there can be a lead form conversion rate. You're sending an affiliate link click to a lead form. If it's software, it could be to a trial and then to a sale. So the conversion rate in our instance is mostly kind of if they fill out a form, if they're a lead, if they become a customer. It's a little bit of nuance. And then conversions, goal actions, these are things that you can dictate in your PPC account. That can be leads, it can be sales, we can dictate that. ROAS is return on ad spend, ROI is return on investment. They mean the same thing, it's just return on ad spend is specific to spending money on ads. So let's just look at setting up a PPC account in real time. So you click on new campaign, and then what it shows you is you choose your objective. So you can say sales, leads, website traffic, app promotion, all of these, local store visits. So this is broadly, appealing to any type of company. If you're a local business, it's probably this. If you're an e-commerce brand, you want to optimize for sales. If you're a real estate agent, you want to optimize for leads. For our instance, we have to think about it. the conversions are occurring not on our site, they're occurring on another site because they're clicking a comparison chart link to go to another site to convert that we don't own. So how do we track that? Well, we can. It's just a little bit more complicated. For our purposes, I say website traffic. Now, we're going to skip this for now, but you can select conversion goals and you can set those up. With affiliate, it's a little bit more nuanced because the conversion event is occurring on a different site. We're going to select the campaign type. We're going to say search. So they also have like video. You can have YouTube ads. Display is the Google Display Network with banner ads and stuff. This is good for retargeting, but not for our purposes for this specific thing. So we're just going to say search. So I'm going to put my website here just for this example. I'm going to name the campaign and then we hit continue. Now, when we're just starting out, like the goal here is we do want to eventually optimize for conversion. So Google can figure out over time, based on conversions you got in the past, based on data, who will convert, and it'll optimize the keywords, the bidding strategy, and all of that to get the most conversions possible, which is going to be what we dictate it to be. But when we start a campaign, I often start it as clicks because we need a lot of data at the beginning. We can't optimize for conversions when there aren't any conversions yet. Google doesn't know what to even do. So you can set a maximum cost per click bid. So say I'm only going to spend $5 max. That means that no matter what, I will not spend more than $5 for an individual click, for one individual click. So then we have customer acquisition. By default, your campaign bids equally for new and existing customers. You can configure your customer acquisition. I'm just going to hit next. So now what we have, Google Partner Search. No, I don't want this. I don't want either of these because this is saying they're going to appear near Google search results and other Google sites. Expand your reach. What does this mean? Search network, Google Shopping, other things. No, for our purposes, no, we don't want that. We definitely don't want the display network. Then we select our locations. So if we're doing pay-per-click for an English-speaking brand that has a lot of companies, we have to kind of know, like, all right, if it's that insurance company or something, like where do they even serve customers? Do they serve customers in the UK, or should we include that or not? In Australia, or is it just the US? So that will be dictated by the brands that you're promoting and the category that you're covering. But I can say this. So I would say, let's just do the United States, for example. What you want to do is not people or interest. We do presence. Presence or interest means that if somebody's interested in the United States, they could be in South Africa. They could be in France. But if they're interested in the United States, then they get the ad? No. All the recommended settings within AdWords and Bing is to make you spend more money, typically, is what you'll find. So yeah, show it on the display network, show it here, show it there, spend more money here, spend more money there. You have to kind of reel it in. The whole thing is reeling it in. And we'll show you that with negative keywords, with scheduling, with all of it. You're reeling in what you're spending because you only want to spend money on the very highly specific things that you want to spend money on. Language is English. Audience segment, we don't have any of that yet. We don't really start a campaign with one. You can choose these affinity audiences and individual audience groups. Like I want to target people interested in financial planning. In-market segments. So when you're starting a campaign, you don't really want to do that. You can have observation audiences. So how this works is, this isn't like, Google is mainly a search-driven ad platform. AdWords is. It's not like Meta where you can choose all kinds of different demographic things. It's mostly search based on keywords. So we can have, like, let's say we have somebody is interested in financial planning. We're selling something, an affiliate offer on financial planning. Then yeah, it makes sense to have them here. Now, if we have targeting, it will only show the search ads to this audience. It'll kill off everyone else. And that doesn't make sense at the beginning because we don't have enough data yet. We don't know. If you wanted to do it, we'd have an observation audience. So we don't narrow the reach. We can just view this financial planning in a column. These people in a column see, like, are they converting better than other groups? But we're not just narrowing it to that. So you can do that, especially if you're in something, really specific in here, like banking and finance, credit and lending, technophiles, all of that. But for now, I typically just don't do it at the beginning, unless you really know what type of audience you're targeting. So this is broad match. So now we're going to talk about keyword strategies. So broad match keywords, there's 3 types of keywords that we can have: broad match, phrase match, and exact match. Broad match is just like it sounds, broad. You put a keyword in, there's no symbols around it. If you have quotation marks around it, that is phrase match. If you have brackets around the keyword, that is exact match. So broad match is very broad. It will bring in all kinds of random searches to your results. It's kind of good for general awareness, getting a ton of clicks, but it can be You can spend a lot of money and waste a lot of money with broad match, because you might have a broad match keyword like student loans, and then the search is actually something like completely random, somewhat related but not really, and it'll still show your ad. Whereas phrase match with quotations can show extra words. So for example, if you have student loans inside of quotations, it'll have student loans in the keyword, but also it can have other words in there. Student loan refinancing, student loan forgiveness. Like that's where we use negative keywords too, because oftentimes if we're using phrase match and broad match, it's going to pull in all kinds of stuff. Like you could have somebody search some really long thing about student loans, like how do I pay off my student loans in 6 months? And the ad will still appear if you have student loans as a phrase match keyword. And then exact matches within brackets, that is student loans and only student loans. So for our purposes for affiliate, we have to be very careful. We choose mostly exact match and some phrase match keywords. We'll get into that. And then automatically create assets. No, I don't like that. It's like use my content and just create assets automatically. No. If we go to more settings, we can say add rotation. So what this will do is if you have 2 ads running in the same ad group, it will, if this is done, it'll do 50-50. It's always going to show the ads 50-50. Or you can optimize, prefer best performing ads. So if one ad starts doing better, then it'll start showing that one more, 70%, 80%, 90%, whatever it is. Now, when you're just starting a new campaign, you can just do it, rotate the ads. Just do it equally, because you want to have 2 different ads at least per ad group to at least test some different things and see which one works better. And then once you find a winner, then you can optimize. For now, I'm just going to say do not optimize. And even more settings. So we can add a schedule, and we can add an start and end date. Typically, if we're doing this, we're just going to run it and pause it ourselves, so we don't need an end date. And then we can choose a schedule. So sometimes if it's a affiliate campaign around something that requires a phone call, because we can track phone calls with PPC, like something like Roth IRAs, and you have to set up an account and you can call, then maybe you just want to run the ads Monday through Fridays 9 to 5. So you would select 9 to 5. And now it's just running Monday through Friday 9 to 5. That traffic will probably actually be more expensive than the wee hours of the night, so maybe that doesn't work. You might find that people are filling out forms at 2 a.m. and that traffic is actually cheaper. So there's a little bit of nuance there. But what you'll see is if it's calls that you're focused on, you can just change the schedule. So you don't want to be spending, if you have a daily budget, you're blowing through it by midnight starts, your daily budget is $50 and you blow through it by 2 a.m. It's probably not good. You can do that because you have a set budget, a daily budget, and then you have a schedule. And then you have keywords. So if your keywords are really broad, hypothetically, you pick a bunch of really broad keywords, you have no schedule, and then you have a $50 a day budget, it's probably going to get blown through by like 2 a.m., 1 a.m. That's not good because your whole day is then shot. So again, it's all tweaking, it's all testing, and it's all looking at data over time. So we'll start it like this. What other settings do we have? So URL options, you can append different things with tracking templates. Like if you have we can track or other things we'll show you, you can do that. But for our purposes, we're not going to do that right now. And that's it. So we'll hit next. So we're going to say, what's the final URL? So this is just going to the home page. So let me select one from my site. So here's one on my site. Simple comparison chart, online course platforms. Thinkific, Kajabi, Learn World's Teachable. Why do I need an online course platform? Picture of the team. Very simple page. So let's just use this for an example. So we'll do this. And then it says, what makes your product or service unique? This is kind of interesting because it's like, well, we're not doing the product or service. So this is required. So I'm just going to say from this page, something like this. And I'll just say where we are reviewing, can't spell. Just for this example, like it doesn't really matter that much. It actually should say 5 tools as of August 2024, blah, blah, blah. Okay, generate, whatever. You can skip that too. So this will give you ad ideas. I would just say skip. I should have just clicked skip, to be honest, because this is just giving me a bunch of random stuff. So it's going to give me keywords. So these actually are not bad. Best online course platform, online course builder, online learning. So here's the tricky thing about doing this format for affiliate revenue. So when we have a page like this, what keywords are we going to start with? Well, we don't know. We might ask one of these brands like, hey, what are you guys bidding on? Like they can tell you. They can give you, hey, a keyword list. Some brands will give affiliates a keyword list. Another distinction is most brands won't allow you to bid on the brand itself. So I couldn't have like Thinkific in here because they disallow that sometimes when you sign an affiliate contract. They say no brand bidding, and then they scan for it and they can tell if you've done it or not. Now, what I would do is you're starting out safe and careful if you're doing something like this. You don't want to go, yes, you want to start broader than normal because you typically start a little bit broad and narrow it down to what's working, but we also don't want to go too broad where we're wasting a ton of money. Now, what would waste a ton of money is having a broad match keyword in here like online learning platforms. It would just blow through all your money. You'd make no money because online learning platforms, it's so broad. It could have like, someone could search for Skillshare. They could search for Harvard courses. They could search for like online driver education classes, and all of a sudden your ad's appearing. So we have to be really careful. I'm killing all these off except for these two. I'm going to say we need the exact match terms of the product category itself. That's priority one, exact match. Then, we can also have phrase match. So I'm going to do that. And then we can, if we wanted to, the phrase match will still bring in lots of related things. And that's probably good enough, to be honest. A lot of brands that do affiliate, they aren't doing a ton. So I could say, other ones could be, like I've tried online learning. It doesn't work. Like you just have to know what does. So I'm honestly just going to keep it at this for right now because it's highly specific to that. Now, what you could do is a normal thing, depending on the niche, like if you're not quite sure, or it's a little bit broader term, it's something around IRAs, for example. Let's just say it's IRAs. I would say like best Roth IRA, how to get a Roth IRA rollover, things like that, right? There might be more keywords that we add. We don't want to have too many though. We don't have like 50. We want to have between 10 and 20 and then narrow it down over time for something like that. So it's very niche dependent. It's very dependent on the page that you're doing. So like if it was a Roth IRA, I'd probably have like 10 to 20 keywords, more how to, more to do that stuff, like, funding a Roth, like funding, you just don't know. And the thing is, if you go kind of narrow like this, it might work, it might not. And then like you might find that like a random keyword, if you're doing IRAs, like funding, like this one, it's like, wow, the cost per click's low and it's actually converting a lot. So that's the challenge, is you don't know what's going to convert the best. We don't have the data yet. We don't want to go too broad and waste all our money, but we also want to be narrow enough that we're not, that we're getting conversions. So for now, for this exercise, I'm just going to do that. I'm not having any broad match. That's all I'm going to do. Now we can edit the ad. So this is pulling that landing page, and we can add so there's the final URL, which is the URL they actually go to. Then the display URL, you just make up. It's what shows up at the thing. So I'm going to say, it doesn't fit in one. It only has 15, but whatever. Online course. I'll say online courses platforms. You could do best online courses. It doesn't matter. This is just what shows up in the sponsored ad here. You'll notice when we looked at some of these examples on here, the only difference that shows it's an ad is sponsored. This sponsored thing, sponsored. If we go to Bing and we do student loans, it's even harder to spot because it just has ad right here. This tiny little text right here is all that signifies it's an ad. It looks very organic on Bing. That's the only thing showing it's an ad, is that tiny thing. Most people wouldn't even notice that. You might say, oh, I don't click ads. I don't really click ads either, but vast majority of people do because they don't understand this world. All right, so then you have a display path. You have headings, headlines. So the headline is the top part right here that you're going to show. So it's the blue text, the thing that they click on. So I would, for this one, if it's a comparison chart, I would put, and it's only 30, you only get 30 words. So best online course platforms, 5 best online course platforms is perfectly 30 characters. And then you could have extra headlines. See, what you can do is pin this one. If you're doing an affiliate, I would pin the most important one. 5 best online course platforms should always be at the beginning of the heading. Because if you don't pin it, it's just going to show them all in random order. And that doesn't really work for affiliate. So I'm going to say ranked and reviewed August. Would that fit? Ranked and reviewed with a little and symbol for AUG 2024. Sure. And I could even lock that in at number 2 if I really want to like control this ad more. Looks pretty good. Then you can have other ones too. So like Some of these like, okay, yeah, some of it's fine. Learn more, like, no, I don't want that. That's insane. Learn more, I guess. My name, come on. Why is it creating all these? There's way too many. So this is because I didn't skip that skip. So you should skip. It's not gonna, you don't need this many. It's usually just like 4. So I would have for an affiliate offer, the 5 best, or the 4 best, or the 6 best, whatever it is. And then a couple other options, honest and unbiased reviews. That's what people literally say. And like, sometimes it's not, 'cause it's based on money, but mine is honest and unbiased when I did that one. Anyway, so you create the headlines. You then have descriptions. So description is longer, and that's kind of like the meta description. So it's the section of text underneath the ad down here. And it's good to have, a lot of people, what they do is they have like clear, short, actionable descriptions where it would be like ranked by, and then it's like pricing. And it's all sentence or title case, where it's like the every first letter is capitalized. Features, trial experience. And you're kind of like, you can even shorten it with like periods a lot, right? So you can see that. Or people do things like build a course, website, sell, market, and sell courses, whatever it is, right? And you can fit it in with 90 characters. So there's a lot you can do here. What we're doing is this is like Google will test and tweak and change and see which ones work best, and we can view that in the report. So you have headlines, you have description, don't have any images. This is a search-based text ad. You don't need any of this stuff. You can have a logo, which will show up for your affiliate site. It'll show up right here where that globe thing is. So you can attach a logo. Site links you can use if you have actual site links that make sense. For our purposes, a lot of the times we won't, because I don't have, like I could site link to something like my article on Thinkific versus Teachable. It would have to fit. So it shows up here. So this is what a site link looks like. It'll make your ad larger. It'll appear better. It'll give people extra things to click on. But if you do it, you need these to be optimized too, because my article right now on Thinkific versus Teachable is not really optimized for affiliate revenue. It's just a review. It's just a longer page. But every single site link you have, know that you are paying for clicks to them, so they all have to be optimized individually too, or you're just going to be wasting money again. So you select site links if you have them. For affiliate stuff, like you'll see some of the big ones, like Consumers Advocate has multiple pages for things like mortgage rates, mortgage lenders, mortgage options, and you can click on different site links too. A lot of the times, for our purposes, for affiliate PPC, we don't have site links. And then callouts, again, is just little snippets of information, additional text in addition to the kind of like little pieces of text. So things like it says here, 24/7 customer support, or one-on-one consultations available, or 30-day free trial, or little statements. That's where you add callouts that can add those into. Then you have other stuff you don't really have to worry about. So like you can have promotions, prices, calls. You could have a phone number in your ad. So let's say that the brand gives you a phone number, you would add that in. So you could add that and it'll actually show call for more information. So you can add that in. It's a unique tracking number where Google will give it a kind of a redirect number, and then they can track it that way. So you can add phone number to it. I'm gonna not save that. And that's pretty much it. That's all that you will be using. You hit next. Now you set a daily budget. So it gives you a recommended budget, and it'll say this is how many weekly clicks you get. This is the average cost per click. You're gonna be spending $2,600 a week. Kind of a lot of money to spend. I don't know. I'm not sure yet. I'm gonna set a custom budget because screw you, I'm not spending that much. I'm gonna say 0. No, I'm gonna start at 50. $50 a day equals 207 weekly clicks for an average cost per click of $1.69, $350 per week I will spend, and then I will hit next and confirm it's you. Then you confirm your identity. All right, so it says ads will go live after review. So if someone manually checks these, or they have some type of system check them every day or two, so it might take a day. And you can set up conversion tracking. You can set it up on your site. So you can set up a Google tag. Now we'll get into conversion tracking here in a minute and how to do that. But basically what you're doing is it's selecting from my Google Analytics. It's already installed on my site. So if you install it manually, you have a Google tag here. And what you can do is, this is Google Tag Manager. So you could just copy this, paste it into the header of your site. There's also plugins for WordPress like Google Site Kit that can help you do this by itself. You just download that plugin, paste in probably this code right here is what mainly the tools are looking for. This is the Google Tag Manager code. So you can just do that. So you hit confirm. Now, what we're going to do here is we're not really optimizing a purchase. We're an affiliate. A purchase isn't happening on our site. So whatever, we don't have to worry about this. Just continue the account. We can find the conversion actions later. So now what'll actually show up here, the ad groups are under review, policy review, and then it'll show. It's showing kind of the overview. Here's the keywords, here's the targeting of the country, and all of that. So if we go to campaigns, this is the test campaign that we run, that we created. So how do we look around? What do we do? So we can see like ad groups. We have one ad group, which is ad group 1. I'm going to call it like, online course platforms. You can name the ad group. Really simple campaign setup. You can see the ads here. So you can see we have one ad. So if you want to create another ad, we should probably have one more. You would hit create ad, responsive search ad for this ad group, and then it'll pull the exact same thing up again. So we can create another ad with different headlines and different things. And then that'll appear here, and then it'll show all of the data. So the clicks, the impressions, the click-through rate, the average cost per click, the cost, the conversions, all of that. So looking around here, there's a couple different things we can look at. One, in the AdWords account overall, there's things like admin, billing, tools, goals, like conversions. The main tab we're going to stay in for most of this is just campaigns. This is the actual tab. And then we can have conversions, but we'll cover that. And then there's a lot more things that you can do for more advanced brand type of PPC, like things like customer match lists and lookalike audiences and audience builders and things that we don't necessarily need for affiliate marketing. We're just creating simple. It's actually simple, which is kind of good when it comes to the campaign creation. So you can view the campaign level, you can view the ad group level, you can view the ads. If we click on assets or audience keywords and content, you can see keywords. So we can see the actual keywords. They're all pending under review. Negative keywords. So let's talk about negative keywords. So negative keywords are keywords that if those keywords appear, the ad will not show. So this is really important. There's actually huge lists. You can Google just like big negative keyword lists, because sometimes a broad negative keyword list is good to add in, because you don't want things sometimes like free or example or different words. There's so many different words that can just trigger the ad that you don't want. For example, in this phrase match best online course platform term, and I'd probably add the S variation here too on the course platforms. But if someone searched like best online course platforms that are free, it would appear unless I added free as a negative keyword. I would also, to be safe with brand compliance, you want to add, especially if, I wouldn't do it unless it states it directly in the affiliate contract, but if it says no brand bidding is allowed when you sign up as an affiliate, then you should add the brand name as a negative keyword so that they don't show up. If somebody searches for Thinkific, my ad won't appear. Now, if they don't say anything, you can probably get away with it because they don't have that rule, or some brands just allow you to do that. So you don't want to limit yourself, but most don't. So you can add those as negative keywords. But sometimes a negative keyword list could be, you can add it at the campaign or ad group level. I typically add it at the campaign level. You can add a list, upload a list, but you can have you should have and add to this over time, tons and tons of keywords. Again, you can look again at the audience, the locations and change the United States. You could, if you added, for example, if I wanted to edit this and I wanted to say like include Canada. Or let's just like for this example, just say I only want to include like Chicago, Illinois. Then it'll show this is actually the map of that. Or you can do a radius. I could say I want to do a radius around Chicago, Illinois. It goes a little bit further. So this is more for like localized PPC for specific location-based businesses. But what's kind of cool is you could say, I want to do, you can get really granular with it too. So you could say this, but then like location exclusions. I could do this. I could say Oak Lawn IL. I saw that one in there. So we exclude that. Say we exclude Oak Lawn, but then we include something like Chicago, kill off the United States. So like, or there's a radius around Chicago, 20 miles, but we exclude Oak Lawn, or we exclude some neighborhoods. So you can get really specific with either radius. You can go by zip code. You could be like 592 631. I don't know what that is. That's the Ukraine for all we know. I don't know, but you can add specific zip by zip code. So that's more for local. So if it's for affiliate, we're just doing pretty much national. We're doing United States, and then if the companies are also included in, that's a radius. That doesn't make sense. But so again, United States is it. If they also do Canada, Australia, UK, that's fine too. But we can do that for affiliate. Ad schedule is here. Advanced bid adjustments is what you'd want to look at too. So another section you can look at is insights and reports, when and where ads are shown. And you can go to devices, and then you can change this. So you can say, I want to bid 90% less on mobile. I know most of my buyers are filling out forms and doing stuff on a computer. I don't want mobile phone to really interfere with it. So I'm gonna have negative 90%. So any bid that I have, if it's a $5 cost per click, now all of a sudden my bid for mobile phones is only 50 cents, 90% down. Same thing with tablet, you can do that too. I don't want some tablet people, they're not gonna fill out the form. I only want this. So you can do that, you can change that kind of stuff. Auction Insights will show you how your impression share, how much you're showing up compared to competitors. Like, are you showing up 10% of the time? Are you holding 80% impression share, like you're doing really well? There's other insights you can look at. We don't have any data in here yet, so we can't see anything yet. But it's pretty simple. I mean, there's your ads, there's your keywords. So you go into your search keywords, you can see there's 4 here. You can always add more. They'll give you suggestions like, hey, you should add these, you should add that. What we want to do over time is that we view the actual search terms. So search terms will start appearing in here. So what you'll be able to see is what is the actual thing that people typed in when they searched and clicked your ad. And if it's irrelevant, then you start adding that to the negative keyword list, because you're just narrowing down. So as you can see, there's a lot of different things we can look at in the campaign tab, and then there's other tabs too. There's tools, there's exclusion lists, audience managers, there's goals, creating all that. Honestly, for affiliate marketing, you don't need to worry too much about all of those, because we're not tracking a bunch of sales on our own website. We'll track it somewhere else. So let's get into that too. So first we have to cover up setting up, like, what's a Google quality score? So what's interesting is every ad will have a quality score. And it's really how well does the ad copy in the actual Google AdWords ad match the landing page, match the experience, match the keyword. So there's a number from 0 to 10 based on a quality score. So hypothetically, if you have a really high quality score, like a 10 out of 10, you could bid slightly less and still rank higher on Google PPC than that another site that's ranking that has a lower quality score. So quality score is one aspect of the auction system, the bidding system, that it's based on. If you have a really crappy ad, you might have to spend a little bit more to rank higher than a site that has a really good ad. So quality score is dictated kind of by the keywords on your landing page and the keywords that you choose. Attribution modeling. So that's for affiliate revenue, it's mostly last click attribution. So attribution is like how people engage with and interact with a website. So for example, if you're a software company, how it typically works is the person's never heard of you before. They'll search Google for random things related to your product, best online course platforms, online course ideas, all this. They'll find affiliate sites. They might find your brand. They might see your brand. They might not convert. They then come back. They might search best online course platforms. PPC ad appears. Then they convert from there. Or they might not convert again, and then they do direct traffic and all of that. So attribution modeling is like the path that they took. Usually there's more than one step along the way. So with affiliate marketing, it's last click attribution. So usually the person that gets the last affiliate link click is the one that makes the affiliate commissions. So if someone clicks an ad, it goes to Thinkific, and then they go back to Google again, click another ad, go to Thinkific and buy, the last cookie is the one that wins and makes that commission. Now there's different bidding strategies like we saw. If we go to campaign, we see the campaign, and then we click this little settings tab, we can see all of our settings. And what you see is there's lots of different marketing objectives, and then there's lots of different bidding strategies. So right now you can change the bidding strategy. You can say optimize for clicks, optimize for conversion, optimize for conversion value. That's like if you are tracking conversions, you know exactly what it is. So like this, I'm selling a watch, it's $1,000, the conversion value is $1,000. So you're focusing on the value of the products, meaning higher priced products have higher conversion value than lower priced products. Conversion, you are optimizing the campaign for the number of conversions. But what we do is we start with clicks because we need data to come into the account. Like I said, we need a bunch of click data to come in to see what happens, to then get enough data for Google and the tracking pixels and all this to understand what's going on. And then over time, once we get some conversions, then the typical, this is just like the typical how a PPC campaign operates. You start with maximizing clicks, and then you start optimizing for conversions. And then maybe optionally at the end, you set a target CPA. Now what this can do is it says, I want to set a target cost per acquisition. So for example, if you're an e-commerce brand and you're like, I will spend $100 to get a sale, then that is what this does. This requires a lot of data. It also requires the numbers actually work and make sense, because if it can't do this and it's actually like $300, your ads just won't show. So there's a lot of little nuanced things to the settings. For our purposes, we start with maximize clicks, and we can set a maximum CPC bid limit if you just want to play it safe. So again, then the Google search network versus display network. The search network is literally Google search, the search engine results page. Display network is all kinds of banner ads. The display network covers millions, billion, I don't know, of websites. If you're in the Google display network, you have AdSense, you're going to be shown the banner ads. So display network is good, like I said, for retargeting. If someone already visited your site, they can see things again on the display network. Now, so how are conversions tracked? The question is, how do you know if a conversion occurred on a brand site that you're an affiliate for? You don't have access to the site. We can't like just set up a conversion tracking pixel on a site that we don't own. How is that done? That is done with either one of two ways, APIs or postback URLs. So let me show you an example. If I go into my one of my affiliate dashboards here, you can see you can manage postbacks, and you can see that I have a We Can Track postback URL, because We Can Track is like an affiliate link tracking data source platform, whatever you want to call it. If you're doing pay-per-click, it makes sense to have one. And what this does is, this is for a Gold Co, and it's Everflow, so it's their own affiliate software. I went to their postbacks, I went here, and I clicked on postbacks, and then you can see it's an active postback. And I grabbed that from We Can Track. So it says Everflow, here it is, this is it, copy paste this. So it's an API postback. Now what it does is it pings all of these data sources. So if a conversion occurs, if lead or sale occurs on the brand's website, it will understand that based on the URL, because it appends the Google AdWords URL. It will then understand it based on the click ID, based on all of that stuff. It will then show up in We Can Track as data. So if we go to reports, it'll show up in the data. If we go back to, let's say July, some of this stuff's tracking. So it'll show click date, sale amount, revenue amount, pending, all of that data. It'll show up in the data, and then it'll also push back to AdWords and show up in the conversion column. So that's how a postback URL works. I don't know the technology exactly behind it. I just know that if you set up a postback URL, and you can either your affiliate software or network will have a place where you can find it and add it, or if it doesn't, you'd have to email the affiliate manager and say, hey, can you add this postback URL for me? Okay, so let's get into creating the actual pages. So let me show you a couple of examples. So a comparison page and then a how-to page and how that might work. So first is the comparison page. So this is just a simple page builder. And you can see I just edit this individually. So you create, this is a content box. This is a piece of text. This is a 3-column setup. This is a button. And this is where the affiliate link would go. So for example, if I click on the button, I can see this is the affiliate link in the target URL. This is an image, this is an image, this is text. So you're just creating this is a 3-column setup. If I select the whole block, I can select, there's a border to it. There's a 1-pixel border. I can make it more, I can make it less. So it's just simple design, drag and drop WordPress page builder. Really simple. This is, once you have the template down, it's pretty simple. So I can say if I select this whole box, I can say let's duplicate it, and now it's here. And then I change the information, change the link, and it's pretty simple to do that. Once it's set up, it's easy to change the text, add more. You can say, okay, let's duplicate this, add another brand here, change the logo up here, replace the image, and edit the text. So these are just individual, this is a content box, and then inside of that, if we look at this across the board, there's content box under that's 3 columns, column 1, 2, and 3. This has something kind of here just to block it. It's just pushing it down a little bit. A button, text, logo. So it's a 3-column block, and then individually inside of it you can edit each individual column. You add text, you just add things over here. So you can say add text, can add some more text like under here, and then you just do it. And you want to change it based on mobile versus desktop, and you can view it. So it's really like when you're editing a landing page like this on mobile, you just want to make sure that the layout and the spacing is right, because if you don't check the spacing, it could be like way up against here, or it just looks weird. So you just kind of QA test it, and you're looking at layout and position. Changing, for example, this text, I'm going to say, let's bring it in more. I wouldn't do this, but change the layout, change the format. And it will change it only on mobile. And then if you go there, it looks like this. So they're really simple to create these types of comparison pages. Once you have one template done, then you can just duplicate the page and change it that way. Now, again, I said part 2 is how-to page. So there's another way that you can run PPC, and that's for how-to articles. Now, I don't always recommend this because most how-to articles they're not narrow enough to generate affiliate revenue. If I have one like how to start a business is the keyword, and I want to write a large post about that, I don't know what type of business they want to start. I don't know if they need a website. I don't know if they want to have a domain name. I don't know if they're a local business. I just don't know what affiliate product they want. But something like how to start a blog that I did, that's kind of direct. If you're going to start a blog, you need one thing to start with, and that's web hosting. So I had a more optimized version of how to start a blog that is just a simple landing page, and it's not indexed on Google. With a WordPress plugin like Yoast or Rank Math, you can just say, don't index this page. It doesn't show up in Google search results. It just lives on the site. It doesn't matter. It's ignored. And that's best for PPC. So you can see it's optimized a little bit differently than like some really long blog article. So if you see my longer blog article that's ranking number 3 for how to start a blog for the keyword, difficulty 86, pretty hard one. That's ranking number 3. But you'll see that one looks a little bit different and is way longer. It's just very long. It's just optimized to rank and do well. There's a lot of comments stuff. Now this one is more optimized for affiliate revenue specifically. And if you're doing how-to, this is how you would do it. So welcome to the blogging guide, a little bit of social proof. Made $1 million 3 years in a row with this one website. Link to a Forbes article about me here, how this 32-year-old entrepreneur makes $80K a month blogging. And you know that it's legit because Forbes actually validates. They don't let you just make up a claim. You have to send them bank statements and stuff. So then I have that. So the main thing is, too long didn't read, here's the 5 steps. First step, get your blog online. Use a Bluehost. So here, make sure to use the Bluehost link. You get a discounted price. Here it is. And then here's how you actually do it. So you're giving them how to do it, and then the step-by-step guide of how to actually sign up. So it's like once you get here, and then you see this, and then you do this, and then congratulations, you have web hosting. Now, step 2 is figuring out your niche and keyword strategy. So it's good because you get it out of the way early. You put the affiliate links are part of your process, and a how-to post, they're part of your process. So this is kind of a mid-funnel PPC landing page for a informational keyword like how to start a blog, for example. Now, again, the math can kind of break if you don't negotiate, if you're not making a lot of money. I could be making $100, $125 for a Bluehost sale, but I could be spending $3 to $5 per click, and I'm losing money. That's happened before too. So you have to negotiate with the affiliate managers, talk to them, and optimize it. But those are the 2 types. So really high intent traffic goes to the comparison page for the best product category, and then you can do a how-to and informational content going to a page like this. It just has to be optimized with the affiliate links as part of the steps. All right, so how do you optimize these pages? Well, first, include the most important call to action and info. Like the main thing. Is it a 30-day trial? Is it a 20% off deal? What is the main benefit of buying through your affiliate links? And you put the brands in the correct order based on the data, based on what you're making, and based on the relationships. So we have to realize that this is a personal thing where you have to talk to people at the company. You have to say, hey, I want to put you at number 1, but brand number 1 right there's right now, they're making this much per click, because it's all about earnings per click. If I send Bluehost a click, how much money am I making? If I send Wix a click or Shopify a click, how much money am I making? So you can say, hey, I'd love to put you number 1 in this comparison chart, but Wix is there right now. They're making $10 my earnings per click. You're only making 6. So we have to think about, can you raise the commission rate a little bit, and I'll put you up there. It's actually kind of an interesting thing, because these comparison chart pages are way more important than you would think to brands. We had, when I was working for the tech company, we had like a CMO, the VP of marketing, digital marketing director, and me negotiating with some people at this small affiliate company, talking about, because it's it's important. PPC affiliates drive a significant portion of traffic and sales because they're just bidding on stuff and getting the number one. So the math is scalable. Usually the barrier to entry is that it can cost money to start. So you have to kind of have some testing money to get started with. And the most important thing though is sending traffic to the best landing pages. So you have to ask the affiliate managers, what's the number one best, highest converting landing page? Because you don't want to send traffic to a landing page that doesn't convert. So they'll send you one. They can, hey, this is the highest converting one right now. Or better yet, let's do a co-branded landing page. I'll put your name on it, whatever. But usually it's just get the highest converting landing page. So how do you get a campaign live? Well, first you got to check and make sure the affiliate links are working. You don't want to start a campaign and they're not. So you can just click on them, validate the data in the affiliate network that you're in or the affiliate program. Make sure your campaign settings are good to go. Everything's set up. You're not going to spend $1,000 a day, right? You're kind of start a little bit safe if you want to. You can also, if you have a new account, like get $250 ad credit from Google. Spend 50, get 250. I don't know what the exact thing is, but you can find promotional ad credits when you're starting a new account. And it's really important to talk to an affiliate manager before going live. So don't just start the campaign without talking to anybody at any company. You should talk to an affiliate manager first and say, hey, I'm starting a new PPC strategy. What other PPC affiliates are you working with in a conversation? How much, what do the typical commission structures look like? I want to drive significant volume, but I want to make sure the math works. I want to have you number one in this article. What do I need to do? And just starting that conversation might double your commission rate immediately. You never know. So it's a really important thing to do. One other note is there's a tool called SpyFu that can do competitor research. So I put in something like money.com, which is another big, huge site, and they do affiliate too. But you can see do they overlap with other sites? What are their keywords that they look at? Their strategy that they bid on. Include these keywords, include the search volume that's this, include only the cost, these that are cost per click here. And you can see all of their strategy. You can see their PPC overview, the amount of clicks. So you can see they've been lowering the strategy over time. They might be moving this to another brand. But you can see a lot of stuff here with SpyFu. Their top competitors. You can view all the competitor data. So it's just another interesting tool that you can look at. I think it's they have a promo going on with this Rival Flow, or if you sign up for a trial of that and then cancel, it's like $9 a month for this. So it has some interesting info. So let's talk about the math behind this though. So let's say you're in the retirement niche. It's CPA, meaning cost per acquisition, meaning that through your affiliate link, they actually have to purchase something. Let's say the cost per click is $10. Each brand in the list gives you a 5% CPA. So the nice thing about affiliate PPC is you can make money from the first brand, but also the second, third, fourth, and fifth, right? It's not just the top one that you're promoting them all. While the first one will get the most clicks, every single brand needs to be monetized. But for this example, let's just say they're all paying you 5% CPA. So if someone signs up for a $100,000 retirement plan, you make $5,000. So if it's a $10 cost per click, 100 clicks costs $1,000. And out of that 100 clicks at a 2% conversion rate, let's say you get 2 leads. And of those 2 leads, with retirement plans, usually around 30 to 50% will convert potentially. Let's just say 1 lead becomes a sale of a $100,000 retirement plan. In this example, those 100 clicks costing you $1,000 made you $5,000. That is a 5-to-1 return on ad spend. That is a really good example. Or no one converts. There's a random sampling of people, right? 100 clicks could work if the right person is there searching in those ways, and that can get you this, a really strong return on investment. From there, you'd want to scale it up and be like, okay, this is working really well. Or no one can convert. We just don't know yet. Now, here's an interesting example. What if you made 8% instead of 5%? Just a little 3% more can be really high in a high ticket category. So instead, now the 100 clicks cost you $1,000. You got a lead, but now you're making $8,000 for that same sale. That's 8-to-1. Or again, no one converts. Or let's look at a more realistic example. So let's say it's again $10 per click. You have an 8% commission rate. 500 clicks cost you $5,000. We're going to estimate a 1% conversion rate on leads. So 500 clicks, you spent $5,000, you got 5 leads. 1 lead then becomes a sale of a $100,000 retirement plan. You spent $5,000, you made $8,000. That's probably more accurate. A 2-to-1 return is really good for affiliate marketing. It can be a lot higher. It depends on the product category. And oftentimes, it's almost like SEO where there's timing is a kind of a factor. Because once something is oversaturated with PPC affiliate players and the brands and all that stuff, the cost per clicks get really high. So you'll see in Consumers Advocate, money.com, one of these sites, they might run online dating sites is one of their categories. They take it up and then they notice they took it off. Maybe it didn't work. Or telehealth, that's a new one. Or what's new, right? So new and emerging around different types of home security, who knows, AI stuff. Sometimes the cost per click is lower when there's less competition. So timing can be a crucial component. But again, this is an example of something that could work. Now, let's look at a CPL example. So cost per lead. So let's say your cost per click is $5. Each brand in your list gives you a $200 CPL. 100 clicks cost $500. So you got 2 leads out of this. You spent $500, you made $400. Now you're losing some money. You need a higher cost per lead, or you need to lower your cost per click. So this can happen often too. I spent more than I made. Happens all the time with campaigns. There's no guarantee that you're going to find the right niche, the right programs, the right strategy. So you have to be careful with this stuff. So you could say, hey, I've been trying, the math just isn't working, affiliate manager, we need a higher CPA. Oftentimes they might say, hey, that's all we can do. Then you might have to pause the campaign or find ways to lower your cost per click. To lower your cost per click, you just set that limit lower. You can expand out, but set it lower, or, lower your budget, whatever you need to do. Cost per click sometimes. So sometimes brands will pay you on a cost per click basis. So they'll pay you, this is very rare. This is only for like some of the large, big companies like Salesforce and Monday.com, but they'll pay you for clicks. So you're paying for clicks to the ads, and then you're getting paid for clicks on their affiliate links. So it's weird math, but let's say each click costs you $10, but each brand in your list gives you a $12 cost per click. So you spend $1,000. Now those 100 clicks get 120 affiliate link clicks because people will be clicking up and down the list. You spent $1,000, you made $1,440, 1.4 return on ad spend. You want it like a 2-to-1. You want first to break even, and then you want a 2-to-1, and then you can scale up from there. Just increase your daily budget. So ultimately, that's a lot of information. There's a lot of math and data behind this. You need the best possible commission rates to start. This isn't for everybody. This isn't a way to just put some ads and get some traffic to your blog. This is a very cutthroat, competitive monetization path that is scalable and can work. You just need to do it the right way by negotiating first, having really good comparison charts, and getting really high commission rates, and then optimizing and managing PPC campaigns. So if that was interesting to you, it's kind of a different thing I haven't talked about before, but it's interestingly how my career started back in the day doing pay-per-click back when I was like 10 years ago. So yeah, it's an interesting business model. We do teach it inside of Income University. So Income University is it's just a monthly recurring subscription. We have all of our random courses in there, things like PPC affiliate marketing, local agency stuff, blogging with AI, all the latest AI frameworks and stuff is inside of Income University. I have a course going on right now on PPC affiliate marketing. So we do that. And then, if you want to learn more about the blogging side, the content, getting free traffic, because that's more sustainable long-term than spending a bunch of money and hoping it works. That's why I mainly focus on, hey, let's not have you spend a bunch of money. Let's get you organic, free traffic from Google, from LinkedIn, YouTube, Pinterest, all the different traffic sources. Build a true brand this year. Then you can get all my AI frameworks. Click the link in the description below. Sign up for the free training. You get all my AI prompts, the frameworks to scale your content, and then an AI masterclass to go along with it for free. So sign up for that if you're interested. Hope you liked the video. Ask any questions. I'll do my best to answer them. And check out other videos on my channel. I talk more about like blogging, SEO, YouTube, scaling content businesses. Like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you in another video.